heart pounding, drenched in sweat,
You got this!
and no excuses. These are the greatest workouts in America.
We as humans are far more capable than we believe.
No matter the odds,
Think about the end result.
get out there and get going.
We're gonna start with 45 minutes.
This is Pumped.
Y'all ready? Let's do a light jog. Get our blood pumping. Get warm for our run for today.
Black Girls Run was founded in 2009.
2.
A lot of the health problems that black women face are heart disease, diabetes, those types of things, and it's really related to our diet and our exercise.
I have diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. And since I've joined them, my A1C has dropped down to 6.5. You know, my pressure is good. You know, my cholesterol is like, I've lost weight. Our workout for today?
I've met some of the most amazing women, and they're all inspiring to me in their own way. I hope I'm the same for them.
Slow-mo.
I think that's what makes Black Girls Run so special, is the sisterhood and the sense of community.
Woohoo!
It's gotten us through the pandemic, it's gotten us through family situation, it's gotten us through our own personal issues. It's great.
All right. I made a mention to Erica, who is one of the ambassadors. I said, oh, I'm gonna be 60 in May, so I think I wanna do my first marathon. She said, oh, you can do it. And I'm like, oh, wow, why did I say that? But anyway, because I said it, she held me to it. Through all the support, oh, God, made it through.
26.2.
They will hang out with you, wait for you, get the last one. You're always gonna have a cheering group with you.
The weather worked out great for today. It's good for us to have this so that we can come together and take charge of our health.
Connect with us and come on out and get moving.
Up next,
We are in Grace Cathedral. Every Tuesday night, we have a yoga class here.
I haven't found anything else like this. Beautiful practice, live music. I just leave reset, energized.
The artwork, the beauty of the stained glass windows, the openness just energizes me and makes me want to keep on going.
Having that sense of unity is so powerful. We experience an implicit version of that every Tuesday evening.
I think it's the true spirit of yoga and San Francisco, that it is open to all, any level, religion, no religion, you know, come as you are. And you're welcome here.
Yoga on the Labyrinth started about 15 years ago, and we sort of broadened it and added in live music and made it more of a community event. And also keeping with that intent of yoga, of joining together all these separate parts of San Francisco and just be one, just for an hour and 15 minutes.
I've been coming to Grace about 10 years for yoga. Part of it is the community of all the different people who come through the door. We're all here to share a yoga practice. And then when we're here, you're looking up and you see the lights coming through the stained glass, hear the bells. It's really quite extraordinary.
There's something more to our bodies, that they're sacred. When we tap into that source, we don't just do something physical that's good for us, we also learn about ourselves.
Yoga studios, gyms are great places to practice, but they're typically more small, austere. And when you're doing a sun salutation in this beautiful Gothic space, you really get a sense of your place in the universe. When people come into the cathedral, they're invited to put their mat almost anywhere. They can be up behind the altar, on the labyrinth, up and down between the pews.
We have some ohms. Everybody's voices come together, and there's something so spiritual. I'm not a religious person, but this is the closest I feel to breathing in harmony together.
I had a student come up to me a few years ago, and he said, I am atheist, and I never thought I would go to church every week. And I think people really appreciate the fact that we're not telling them what to think or believe. We're just holding space where they can sit with whatever's going on in their world, in their life.
I think it's a space that is beautiful, but also inclusive in a way that many other churches are not. Our bodies are connected through these invisible ligaments of grace. The things that separate us begin to fall away.
I was really excited at the opportunity to teach at Grace Cathedral because when I was a young gay man, I had a lot of guilt and shame. And I remember reading this article about this cathedral out in San Francisco that was ordaining gay and lesbian priests. And so the opportunity to teach in such a progressive, welcoming, open space was just a dream come true.
My hope is that when people come away from this practice, they know themselves a little bit better, and that self-knowledge leads to a greater sense of humility, awakening to the world's needs, and an ability to reach out to the world in love and service to make a difference.
You're watching Pumped.
This experience is kind of like surfing meets motorcycle riding. And then there's the flying component. You're thinking about your balance, you're trying to stay on the board, you're trying to do all the things, and then all of a sudden you lean back and the nose of the board comes up, and then you balance out, and you are flying through the air.
There's only like 5,000 electric hydrofoils in the whole world. So it's literally the coolest toy. Hey, how are you? Welcome to Bayfoils. So Bayfoils is a company that my friend and partner Mike and I started in early this year, and we specialize on electric hydrofoils or e-foils. The boards have a mast that goes down to the bottom, and at the bottom of the mast, with a front wing and a back wing and the engine. And this is like the coolest, newest toy on the water. Here we go. It's a surfboard that has hydrofoil underneath and is battery operated. You just hop on the board and press the on button and give it more speed, and then you go. And with very little experience and very little time, you'll be up and going, kind of like flying over water. I grew up surfing, and I've been paddleboarding and around water all the time, and I never experienced something like foiling.
This is only my second time out. It's amazing that you can go from being on your belly to being on your knees to standing to foiling all in 1 or 2 lessons.
It can look intimidating, but the reality is super safe. It's super safe. We are taking people from as young as 12, and there's no limit in terms of age.
It's scary to start with and then exhilarating. It's unlike anything I've ever done. I love to surf. I'm not a very good surfer. So this is a combination of that glide feeling you get when you surf with immediate access to it because it's motorized. With surfing, you have so much buildup to learn the sport, but with this, motor just gets you moving, and now it's just you, balance, and the board.
I compare e-foiling a lot with like riding a bicycle. When you learn to ride a bike, there's going to be a lot of falling in the first couple days, but then once you get to the point where you're pedaling, then it's all about improving, and you never forget it.
I set my Apple Watch. We were out for 1 hour and 13 minutes, and I burned 421 calories, so it's a workout. I was shaking like a leaf at points. My legs, it's a combination of the balance needed, and that's pretty strenuous, and then you're moving at speed and trying to manage a lot of complex thoughts and activities with your body.
Sometimes I teach 2 lessons a day, and I go home and I'm like tired, completely tired, like I run a marathon. So there is definitely some workout involved. The coolest thing about e-foiling is that the progression is really fast. So in a few lessons, you're starting to try new things. There's no limit. We're just at the beginning of what will be possible with e-foiling.
Up next,
We are definitely more than just a skate group. We're interested in, supporting the women of RTP in any way we can.
And later,
I was a child who grew up without a father due to some drug and alcohol abuse. So for me right now, what I'm doing is working with kids with ADD, ADHD, Parkinson's.
you're watching Pumped.
I remember the first time I came to Marsh Creek, there was like one other girl here, and she told me she rarely ever sees girls at the skate park. And since joining Skate Forward and since we kind of got the word out about us through the Triangle area, there's been way more girls out here.
This is my board that I built myself. On the front it says Skaten oder Sterben, which is German for skate or die.
I think it's definitely just making us more comfortable with something that is male dominated and a little more intimidating too.
Skate Forward definitely fills the void of lack of female representation in the skate community, and I think that it gives a lot of people an opportunity to come to the skate park and feel comfortable just being here. A lot of people will feel nervous just to step out of their car when they get here if they see a lot of men. So coming here, seeing people that look like them, make it a lot safer space.
This is the back, it's very decorated.
So, my name is Christine. We are definitely more than just a skate group. We're interested in, supporting the women of RTP in any way we can.
Our first event was with Manifest Skate Park, and it was like a skate lesson for basically anyone, and we raised up $200, $250 I think, and then we donated it to a women's center. So then next week is a food drive. It's like our role, really. It's our responsibility to give back to the people who occupy the same space as us, which is, I guess, like similar to what Skate Forward is all about.
This is the first time that I felt comfortable coming and skating with other people because it's such like a positive and inclusive place to be.
Later.
As far as we know, I am the only female strength and conditioning coach in the greater Houston area. So I guess I'm kind of different.
You're watching Pumped.
The first marathon I was 16, and I was training for the upcoming high school cross-country season. And I always kind of prided myself as being like a real physically fit person. It's so funny looking at my training log to see all the interval training I was doing and wind sprints I was doing, to train for cross-country, not for the marathon.
However unconventional his training, it helped an inexperienced Larry Trachtenberg finish the first ever New York City Marathon in 1970. A lot has changed since then.
It's like now this big spectacle. Back then it was just a quiet, really kind of a quiet thing. Just a couple of few oddball runners.
Larry is the only runner from the first New York City Marathon who's also back to compete in this year's 50th running. He says he's most looking forward to running through his old neighborhood.
So the big excitement for me, is going through Long Island City. The Ravenswood Housing Project where I grew up, where I went to school, PS 111, PS 112, Junior High School 204. Long Island City High School is just like a block from Queensboro Plaza.
Trachtenberg would leave Queens and go on to run at Princeton, where he met a teammate with something special in common.
We didn't know each other at the time, but my friend Jim Eisenberg, we both ran in the first one.
The duo became fast friends and training partners.
And then we started running together. We were part of a group. Jim and I started thinking, wouldn't that be cool to run one together and maybe do the 50th.
Year after year, their plan to run the New York City Marathon came more into focus.
About 4 years ago, he was in this, horrific accident on a beach in Australia. somehow a wave came that he didn't see, and now he's quadriplegic.
And while the dream to run together may not come true, Jim has still been an important part of Larry's training.
And he's been able to give me advice, because he's run, well over 100 marathons.
And he'll be there tomorrow, just like they planned. For Larry Trachtenberg, it'll be easy to find that extra bit of motivation to finish the race.
It gives me more of a reason to run it, because there's like hundreds of reasons not to run it. I'll be thinking of people like Jim, so then all of a sudden my reasons for not running it seem like nothing. My roots are here. Well, I'm just excited about going through all the neighborhoods and all the sites and all the cheering. And then, of course, people that I know. My 2 sons will be here, and my older brother will be here, hopefully my younger brother too. It's a big celebration now. It's kind of, breaking out from all that COVID kind of thing. I'm really hoping to feed off the crowds.
You're watching Pumped.
Give me a kick here, champ. Give me another one. I'll take every single punch for these guys. Boxing is not about hitting someone and getting hurt. Boxing is more about teaching them discipline, self-awareness, encouragement. It's totally different than what people see on TV. One more here, and here. It's actually about taking these children and being able to convert them into something that they want to be. Good. 1, 2, 3. Whatever their goal is, their parents' goal is, that's what we try to achieve. Proud of you, hear me? Awesome job, man. Great job, champ. I was a child who grew up without a father due to some drug and alcohol abuse. So for me right now, what I'm doing is working with kids with ADD, ADHD, Parkinson's, any disability, confidence, bullying, anything. All right, champ, how you feeling?
Unfortunately, we ran into a situation where there was a little bit of bullying going on. Keep working. Gavin, a year and a half ago, was about 115 pounds, easy to pick on sometimes, an easy target. He has a confidence now about him where he'll pick up and look after a friend who maybe is in a situation.
You can do anything you want to breathe. Just stay with me.
Malik's a great coach. He definitely taught me a lot since I started coming here.
Stay right there.
He got me really good at just knowing how to defend myself, how to have self-control in a situation. You don't always have to fight to resolve an argument.
Breathe, Nick. Regardless of anything he had tried, he couldn't stay connected to it.
Good, jab hook. Jab hook, come back.
This is my son, Nicholas. He has ADHD and Tourette's, so it's always been harder for him to be able to concentrate.
Now roll, champ, yep.
From the very beginning, he was happy, excited, it was something new, he got out his energy, he just loved it.
Looking good, perfect, excellent, excellent. We're always inviting more and more kids in our home all the time. Our home's always open to people.
7, 8, 9, 10.
A family member of mine needed some help with her children, so we decided to have those children come and stay with us.
11 and 12.
We have 5 biological kids and we adopted 7 children out of foster care, so we have a total of 12. It's a lot of us. I'm still sore, bro. I'm getting used to it. I'm doing it a long time, getting used to it. There's no greater gift to get up every single day of your life. You do what you want to do, the things you love to do. I can't ask for anything more.
Have a favorite spot to get pumped? Tell us on social media. You're watching Pumped.
Boom. I'm gonna do 3 of them. Let the dumbbell pull you. Notice I'm straight.
It's very inspiring to see a young lady coming in with so much energy and so much talent.
All right, I need your attention. Thank you. That was really, really good.
She makes me feel better as a basketball player because I feel stronger on the court and I'm not getting pushed around.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to stretch at the end.
She's a huge resource to all of our programs because she's certified, she knows what she's doing. She's the expert and we want to bring her in to help us get better. You know, we all want to get bigger, faster, stronger.
Paulos, champions.
Hi, my name is Aislinn Gatsa. I am the head strength and conditioning coach and dance director for the Apollo Queens at Sharpstown High School. As far as we know, I am the only female strength and conditioning coach in the greater Houston area. So I guess I'm kind of different than my male counterparts who work in the same position. My body was built to be strong. I was very naturally strong and I enjoyed being strong and moving big weights. I realized that I wanted this as a career when I realized there just weren't a lot of people that looked like me pursuing this career.
So when we do this, boom, it's in my home.
Originally, I went to LSU and I majored in dance and sports studies. And when I found all of these different avenues for sports and science behind sports, I decided to pursue my master's in exercise physiology, which introduced me to the world of strength and conditioning as a career. Sharpstown had an opening for a dance job, and that's how I got here. And then I guess in March of last year, Coach Ojeda, who's our new football coach, he actually asked me, he knew my background with Olympic style weightlifting, and he asked me to lead a clinic on the power clean for his team, his football team, and that kind of spiraled and snowballed, and now I get to run my own program.
I have 4 sisters and, you know, my wife and my daughter, and you know, we really truly believe, being a girl dad, that girls can do anything that boys can do, and that there's no limitations there. So that combination kind of coming in, knowing that she's qualified, was number one. And then number two, giving her the opportunity to be able to do it was the other part, and she proved herself time and time again.
Aggressive. Aggressive. Good. Aggressive.
Having Coach Garza as my strength and conditioning coach is very, very beneficial. You know, my mom did a lot of stuff where she was a lot of first female stuff, so it's very impactful.
That is very impactful, that, you know, women can lead men and that women are strong just as men as well.
I'm always kind of recalling something that my dad used to tell me as a kid, which was always leave the road easier for the people behind you. And that's kind of what I aim to do with this. I didn't know I was doing it at first, but now that I'm aware that this is happening and I'm aware that there are people looking at what I'm doing and wanting to do the same thing, I realize that it's not just important to me, but it's important to others too, and that makes it that much more important to me.
Coming up.
It's like now this big spectacle, you know. Back then it was just a quiet, really kind of a quiet thing, just a couple of few oddball runners.